responsible for overseeing the recruitment, training, and support of Positive Coaching Alliance around the country. Ruben earned his master's degree in education from Stanford in 1982. He coached collegiate volleyball for 18 years, including stints as head coach at Stanford men's team and head coach for the women's team at Fresno State. Ruben twice was named NCAA Men's Volleyball Coach of the Year. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. He also guided Stanford men's team to their NCAA volleyball championship in 1997. So that's, like I said, when I read this, that's pretty impressive. So Ruben's been in the shoes of the coach, and now he's trying to give some of his learning and expertise through PCA, and obviously here for Orinda baseball. In addition, Ruben has 7 years, has physical education teaching experience at all levels, K through 12. As a parent and coach, has been involved in many youth sports, including track and field, soccer, baseball, softball, basketball, swimming, water polo, tennis, cross country, volleyball.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm sure. Ruben has worked with the Positive Coaching Alliance since 2001 and presented over 200 workshops. So I think it's great to have a seasoned veteran and somebody with an extensive resume in Ruben. So,
thank you, Gordon. When I'm over on the other side of the bay and we talk about Stanford, I usually get a round of applause after that introduction, but here in the East Bay, and there's never...
There we go. That's just a half clap. We're all Cal.
Any Cal alums? Any Stanford alums? Okay, that explains a lot. Okay, so I know some of you have gotten signed in. I encourage you to sign in. PCA has a great electronic newsletter. It used to be that when you signed in, you automatically started getting the newsletter. Now we've changed. Now when you sign in, we do email you and we ask you if you want to receive the newsletter. And it's awesome. So I encourage you to do that. Anybody not get signed in that wants to sign in? You can just kind of hang on to it, and if you see someone else come in, you can kind of pass it on to them. I think everybody picked up a copy of Positive Sports Parenting on your way in. This is a wonderful book written by our founder and executive director, Jim Thompson. I'm going to make some references to it tonight. We'll take a look at some things in here. In an hour and a half, we can't cover the whole book, but I think one of my goals is to motivate you to read it from cover to cover sometime on your own, if you haven't already. I know some of you have already read this book. Anybody not have a copy? Yeah. Okay. Gordon, I've got one right here. We'll pass it back.
Okay.
Some of you also picked up a blue workbook. I'm not going to reference this, but this is kind of a bonus because this is the original booklet that we used with this workshop until recently when we revised the workshop. Jim published that book, but there's actually some appendices in this book, in the booklet, that I think you'll find very interesting. But I'm not going to refer to this during the workshop tonight. Okay, so we call this a workshop intentionally because although I have some information to share with you, and although I will do some talking, the idea is for us to talk to each other about youth sports, about our kids playing baseball here in Orinda. We have a videographer here from Hollywood. This is Emily. I asked Emily if she would record the workshop because I do train other trainers to do these presentations. But before she continues, I want to make sure that no one has any objections to us videotaping and sharing this with other folks who are learning to be PCA trainers. Anybody not comfortable with that? It's not going to hold you back from talking, I hope. Okay. All right. So, because this is a workshop, let's take a look at a question right off the bat and get you thinking about something. I know you can read that. It says, think of a time when you noticed a sports parent doing something that contributed to a positive sports culture. Gordon talked about how he thinks that PCA has been a part of creating a positive sports culture here in the Orinda Baseball Association. And I want you to share with your partner your answer to this question. What moment, what episode, what have you seen or heard a parent do that you thought made the experience better for everybody else? I want you to share with your partner. Questions for me about the question or exercise? You look very confused, man. He's going to help you, though. All right. No questions for me? Okay, go.
Okay, so now Emily, you can kind of just turn your camera and just
listen in on the conversation.
Yeah, you don't have to listen in, but just show that they're talking. And then after. And then you can now you can go ahead and stop it. Go ahead and stop it.